Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the Taiko World Cup 2022, round of 32. We have Malaysia versus Russian Federation, the 13th and 20th seeds respectively. I am DryadX, and I'll be your caster for today. This match, though admittedly not technically as close in terms of seeding as the previous match, so it's a pretty good roster from both teams. See Crab Cow, Zeth, Vanilla Ice, Jerry, Jackie, and Gicha on the side of Malaysia. And from Russia, you have Denaik, Chayleaf, Twin T, Quaspot, Nightflower, and Akihiko. Teams with very good skill sets to cover basically all possible picks, so it'll be very fun to see how this turns out. So we do have Malaysia winning the role, so Russia will have first ban. Wait, I lied, I can't read. Malaysia gets first ban, which means Russia won the role. So, Malaysia bans DT1, Funky Dealer, and Russia bans Hidden 2, You Are the Miserable. Wonder what we'll see as a first pick. I know in the last match they started off with Nomad 3. Chile did. But I wonder what we'll be seeing from Russia. Nomad 4 isn't banned, so I would love to see that. And Nomad 3, EX Termination will be the first selection inside of Russia. Same lead as the last match. So a nice speed map, fairly long, 3 minutes 7 seconds, but it's mostly easy until it's not. I know that's a bit redundant to say, but the second half of this map I personally find to be a lot harder than the first half. This could very well be another close match. Remember that Chile versus China was the 16th and 17th seeds, and though that ended 5-2, it could have easily been much closer. Had a 160-point difference on one of the maps. But as we head into Nomad 3, the first map of the match, we have Jiake and Jerry, the Jays, on the side of Malaysia, and on the side of the Russian Federation, we have Quasbot and Nightflower. We're through the intro. It does appear that Malaysia does have a slight lead. Presumably one of the Russian players, I believe Nightflower, didn't hit a finisher correctly. So Malaysia has just a few 100-point lead. Oh, and we do see a 100 from Quasbot, giving a definite lead over to Malaysia. Heading to the first Ki now. Oh, a miss from Nightflower, more than a 100. Definitely hands the lead pretty clearly over to Malaysia. And as of right now, we're seeing a similar setup that we saw in the last match, except this time it's blue team's pick instead of red's. Halfway through the map now. Next Ki. So now this map does start to get a bit harder, lots more involved patterning. Some 1-3 as well coming up. Everybody made it through the 1-3 just fine, but Jiake did find a 100 just after it. But 100 is not the end of the world here, especially with the sizable lead that Malaysia has garnered by this point. Final Ki now. And that will be an SS from Jerry, securing Malaysia a break point to start off this match. And only 100 from Jiake as well, nearly a perfect 2 million from the side of Malaysia. And it's not like the Russian Federation had terrible accuracy either, 3 100s and 4 100s from Quas and Nightflower, but that one miss really hurt their chances. So it is Malaysia's pick next, so I wonder what they'll pick. They'll be picking Freemod 2, Sonic Base. Map is not necessarily terribly difficult, so I expect to see a lot of hidden hard rocks on this. We do have Gicha coming in for Malaysia, fairly renowned hidden hard rock player. Seen him in a lot of tournaments, playing very well in free mods. Jerry as well. He's pretty good at free mods as well. Does not appear we'll be getting any substitutions from the side of Russia. So, as we head into this next map, we'll see what we have for our mod choices. Okay, we have Hidden Hard Rock from Geisha and Nightflower, and just Hard Rock from Jerry and Quaspot. Certainly, though it may be fairly easy to mod, doesn't necessarily mean that's your best score. And just playing one mod on these free mods can potentially make the difference in your accuracy. That makes it worth to only have one mod instead of two. You see Nightflower being the first to drop 100, but Quas actually finds some misses at the 1-6. Nightflower picking up a few more 100s. Geisha did find a few 100s, but considering he's the Hidden Hard Rock player right now, a few 100s don't make that much of a difference, especially when he's maintaining a higher score than Nightflower, who just missed once again, keeping his accuracy almost below 98, while Geisha's at a strong 99.6. But Geisha and Nightflower trade misses, so neither of those misses terribly matter. Geisha did drop more accuracy technically, but still holding a strong 99, good 30,000 points ahead of his opponent in Hidden Hard Rock. Meanwhile, Jerry still holding a 99.91, I believe that is. And his counterpart of Hard Rock with Quas, a bit lower in combo. Nightflower picking up another miss in the slower section. We're heading to the final quarter of the map now. Jerry picking up a few more 100s, Nightflower finding another miss. And with that, this was appearing to be a pretty clear point for Malaysia. Potentially we'll be picking more free mods in the future. But with that, that does make a second point for Malaysia, taking it over to the Russian Federation's pick next. 3 100s from Jerry, being the only FC in the lobby. 1,056,000. Very impressive to be getting on free mods. And then just above him, Geisha with almost 1.1 million. 8 100s, 3 misses with Hidden Hard Rock. Hard Rock 2 is in fact cool. Single tapping the 1-3 in Hard Rock 2 is a bit rough. It is somewhere between 206 and 216 BPM. I did not check the specifics, but it's moderately fast for a fair amount of people. But the Russian Federation will be picking Bad For Me, Nomad 1, our consistency map in this pool. If you're just trying to get people to mess up and steal a point from them, this is certainly the map to do it. We do have Vanilla Ice coming in for side of Malaysia. As well as Crab Cow. Quas and Twin T on the side of the Russian Federation. The quadruple double S. Don't say that. It is OD 6.3, so a random 100, especially on some of these doublets, is very possible. We said the same in the last match, but we saw that some players could pick up misses very easily in the middle. There are some things in this map that do seem that are just quite weird to hit. Most of the time it's not terrible, but there are a few. Yeah. Starting in the middle of some notes, I guess. It appears to have stabilized. You do see a 100 from Crab Cow. So, very slightly in favor of the Russian Federation right now. Twin T picked up a 100. Lead's actually switching now. Quaspot getting 100, meaning the accuracy lead is in favor of Malaysia. But as Vanilla Ice finds a 100, Quaspot actually finds a miss. So now, pretty terrible spot to miss. It's 450 combo. So it's going to be very difficult for Quas to regain this combo advantage. Heading into the break, see about 17,000 point lead for Malaysia. I believe we saw a miss on the slow section of this map earlier. I'm not remembering. That does start getting fairly difficult here. A lot of quad patterns. Heading to the end of this map. Oh, Quas does find some misses on the Don Mono. Pretty much all but sealing it for Malaysia at this point, being a second breakpoint if Malaysia can stay strong and seal the deal. And indeed, that will be the case. 46,000 points in favor of Malaysia, getting them a second breakpoint and setting the match 3-0, with it being Malaysia's pick next. And they'll be picking a DT2 September. Get those jams of choice out. You see Zeth coming in from Malaysia, as well as Jerry. Yeah, I agreed. The fact that Malaysia picks DT here instead of free mod is kind of interesting. I feel that they had a very sizable lead for a free mod. Thought they would just pick free mod 1, I believe. But hey, maybe they just want to vibe to September. Though I personally feel in a match like this, when there's only 5 points to win, trying to play around with one pick can be dangerous. Zeth representing the low accuracy gang strong, getting 100 on the first or second note. Twin T also got a 100, but Zeth getting considerably more as of right now. So early lead is in favor of Russia. Getting into some of the more denser sections of the map now. Lots of doubles in this map, which, at least for me, is what personally makes it difficult. Twin T does get a miss near the end of the dense section there. So we head into another slower section. Actually dropping below 99, though. That's where Zeth was already. Quas still holding strong. Getting 100 on the second finisher there. Zeth actually finding a miss. Gonna start shrinking the lead that Malaysia has. And we'll start seeing it switch over to Russia's side. Zeth finding a fair amount more 100s. Quas picking up some as well. Are already almost done with the map. The map is only 2 minutes 10 seconds long. Heading to the final about 10th of the map. The end of this map is quite dense, so there is still the potential of a lead switch. It is only a few thousand points. Quas picking up a lot of 100, bringing it even closer. And Russia will still be able to hold it out, and by about 1,200 points will take a break point, earning their first point of the match. 9 100s from Quaspot, 5 from Jerry. From in terms of Malaysia's team, the 2100s and miss from Zeth really hurt. Twin T did miss as well, getting 2 misses, but considering he got nearly a third of the 100s, led to the Russian Federation being able to take a point on September. And as you may see in the chat, a very important lesson for a lot of new tournament players. It's not the best idea to ghost tap in the middle of a match, and lead to random misses. I personally like to ghost tap in matches as well, but I don't play many tournaments anymore. I personally more like the commentating side. But yeah, ghost tapping can be, it can have some consequences, as we saw in this map. So remember, if you're, just don't be afraid of ghosts. That's all you have to do. They can't hurt you. So if you go, as long as you're not scared, ghost tapping is fine. We do still have both hard rocks open, 2 free mods, 2 no mods, and a hidden. As we wait for the next pick from Russia. And finally, we do get Hidden 1, Daily Lunch Special as their selection. You see Akihiko coming in for the Russian Federation again. Malaysia so far holding these same players. Nightflower replacing Quaspot as well. This is a very important point for Russia. If they have a third breakpoint taken against them, it could have catastrophic impacts. Just because they only have one more map they can select after this. This map is not the hardest with hidden. I personally find the patterning more to be harder than the actual hidden part. There's a bit of 1/6, 7-note pattern coming up that you'll be seeing shortly. Or not seeing because it's hidden. And Jerry does break on it. Akihiko not holding the best of accuracy, but that miss from Jerry is really helping even the score. As of right now, this is a battle of the bottom screens, and Akihiko is winning. I say that, but I do believe Zeth actually has slightly more points than Nightflower. I think Knight might have missed a finisher. Akihiko picking up a lot of 100s and even finding some misses, swinging the lead back over in favor of Malaysia. And with Jerry just hitting 400 combo now, it's a very sizable combo advantage for Malaysia. There's still some potential finishers and 1/6 that players can trip up on, but that's only 1 minute 51 seconds. We're already in the final 6th of the map. Zeth did pick up 100 somewhere in this Ki, but especially with Nightflower missing, that 100 won't really matter. This is appearing to be another breakpoint for Malaysia. This is the 4th breakpoint in this match, by the way. We've had 5 maps, 4 of which have been breakpoints. Zeth was the only FC coming in from the end there. Lots of players missing near the end, though Jerry missed at the beginning. So match point now for Malaysia. It's their pick. No more hiddens. We still have both hard rock maps, 2 no mods and 2 free mods. It's not looking the best for Russia right now. But, hey. As we saw from the previous match, we saw China almost come back from a 4-1. Just losing some maps by 1,600 points, or earlier in the match, 157 or so. And Nomad 4, Feral, will be our selection. Let's go. We get our gimmick map. This is personally one of my favorite maps in the pool. It's a great song, great mapper. And it has a lot of very interesting streams. Lots of 1-4, 1-3 streams. It's also OD6, so kind of hard to hack. The absolute banger of a pick. Have Crab Cow coming in place of Jerry. And the first time we're seeing Chayleaf in this tournament coming from Russia. Don't worry, the BPM in the corner is just acting a bit funky. It's not actually 10,000 BPM, except for the one part where it is, but oh, thank you, Tournament Client. But here we go into what could be the final map of the match. Or will Russia be able to take a breakpoint once again and keep this going? You see Chayleaf picking up an early 100, but 100 isn't the end of the world. Nightflower finding some as well. No SSs remaining already. Chayleaf actually finding some misses. Lots of misses. I don't know what happened there, but it certainly isn't good. More misses from Chayleaf. Heading into the 1-3-1-6 section, I think. It's fast, that's all that matters. Everyone playing that section pretty well. It is one of the harder sections of the map, though. There is still a lot of map left, about 2 minutes. Zeth treating us to some nice ghost tapping. Zeth did start tripping up on the stream at the beginning there, but kept it going. Nightflower still doing pretty well. 99.23 on a map like this certainly is not a bad score, but when you look at what he has to compete with on the side of Malaysia, it's rough. Here's a fun little gimmick part. Getting to the mixed stream section now. Very, very easy to drop a lot of 100s here, as we can see on Zeth's screen. Dropping almost below 98 now. 99, excuse me. Both Chayleaf and Nightflower kind of rush one of the sections there. Nightflower picking up a miss on the 1-6 there. Chayleaf also finding a miss on the SV finisher section here. And with that, that will be the second non-breakpoint of the match. And ending it 5-1 in favor of Malaysia. So Malaysia will be moving on through a round of 16 in the winner's bracket, while Russian Federation will be dropping down And for any of the other teams watching this, you may want to ban Nomad 4 against Malaysia, because that's difficult to beat. Very insane score from both Malaysian players. So, I don't exactly remember what our next match is. It is France versus Argentina in about 5.5 hours, if I'm doing my math correctly. Fortunately, I will not be there. I will not be there for that match. I will be there for the match after that, though, of Japan versus Colombia. But you have a fairly long break until the next match, so if you want to, I don't know, do something, go out, get some dinner, lunch, breakfast, wherever you are in the world, you have time. But until then, I've been DryadX, and it's been a pleasure having you all here, and I'll see you in the next match.